Hello everyone. I have discussed two problems, that is excess demand and deficient demand, which arise due to increase or decrease in aggregate demand, then required aggregate demand for full employment equilibrium. So now the question is how we can control these problems if it arises in the economy. So let's see measures to control excess or deficient demand. There are many measures through which we can control our demand, but according to your syllabus, we'll do only two methods, that is fiscal policy and monetary policy. So first of all, what do you mean by fiscal policy? Fiscal policy is basically related with the government expenditure and government receipts. This policy is formulated by the government to control excess or deficient demand by increasing or decreasing aggregate demand. In this, we have two important tools, that is government expenditure and government receipts. So government expenditure means the public expenditure which is done by the government on administrative, construction, infrastructure, etc. So by increasing or decreasing government expenditure, public expenditure, we can control our aggregate demand in the economy. Second is government receipt. Tax is the main source of revenue for the government, and this is an important part of fiscal policy. Government impose many kinds of tax like direct and indirect. Change in the tax also helps the government to influence aggregate demand in the economy. Let's discuss how we can control excess and deficient demand with the help of fiscal policy. So under this we have these two tools. So let's see, first is excess demand. So if there is excess demand in the economy, so what will do? The government will decrease the government expenditure and increase the taxes. So first, decrease in government expenditure. If government will decrease government expenditure, that is public expenditure which is spent on the infrastructure, administrative activities, so government can control the aggregate demand. If there is excess demand in the economy, government should control its expenditure to the maximum possible extent, and mainly the expenditure incurred on unproductive work, because it doesn't help in the growth of the country. So decrease in government expenditure will automatically decrease the level of aggregate demand in the economy. Second is increase in taxes. So with the increase in taxes, government can control a problem of excess demand in the economy. So government can impose different kinds of tax on the public, and automatically public will have less money to spend on the goods and services. So automatically aggregate demand will decrease. Now the same way this policy we can use in the case of deficient demand also. So let's see, in the case of deficient demand, if there is deficient demand, how a fiscal policy is useful. First is increase in government expenditure. So government should increase its expenditure on infrastructure and administrative activities. During deficient demand, government should increase expenditure on the public work like construction of flyover, roads, building, etc. to produce additional income to the people. So this will increase automatically aggregate demand and helps to correct the situation of deficient demand. Second is decrease in taxes. So during deficient demand, government should reduce taxes, and it will automatically increase the purchasing power of the people, and people can consume more, they can spend more on goods and services because now they have more disposable income. Clear? So if consumption will increase, automatically aggregate demand will increase and helps to control the problem of deficient demand in the economy. So in this way, with the increase or decrease, we can control the problem of excess demand or deficient demand in the economy. So this technique is used by the government. Second is monetary policy. So monetary policy is formulated by RBI, Central Bank, and under this we have two instruments under monetary policy, that is quantitative tool and qualitative tools. These two we have already discussed in the banking chapter. So we can use bank rate, CRR, SLR, etc. to control the problem of excess and deficient demand in the economy to increase or decrease the aggregate demand. So under monetary policy, first is qualitative tools. So qualitative tools are the tools in which we have bank rate, repo rate, reverse repo rate, CRR, SLR, open market operations. All these are rates come under quantitative tools. So we can use quantitative tool to control the problem of excess demand or deficient demand in the economy. Let's see. First, increase in in bank rate. So first of all, what do we mean by bank rate? Bank rate we have already discussed. It is a rate at which central bank lend money to the commercial bank to meet their long-term needs. So during excess demand, central bank increase the bank rate, which raises the cost of borrowing from the central bank. So it forces the commercial bank to increase their interest rate, which further discourage borrowers from taking loan. So it automatically reduces the availability of credit in the economy. Money supply will reduce and it will help to correct excess demand. And in deficient demand, what will do? The central bank, they will decrease the bank rate and it automatically decrease the cost of borrowing. Automatically it helps to expand the credits. It leads to fall in the market rate of interest, which encourage the people to borrow more funds because the funds will be cheaper. So it helps to increase the aggregate demand. Next, second, repo rate. So repo rate, again, it is a rate at which central bank lend money to commercial bank for their demand. During excess demand, central bank increase the repo rate, which automatically again increase the cost of borrowing from central bank. As a result, commercial bank also increase the interest rate for short-term borrowing. So it discourages the borrowers for taking loan and availability of credit will reduce in the economy. So in this way, it helps to correct the situation in the economy. And in deficient demand will decrease the repo rate. So when central bank will reduce the repo rate, automatically it helps to expand the credit. So it leads to fall in the interest rate. People will encourage to get more and more funds because funds are cheaper now and more availability of credit is there, and it helps to increase the aggregate demand. Third is open market operation. So open market operation means sale purchase of the securities. So during the excess demand, RBI, central bank, they will sell the securities on the behalf of government, and automatically it affects the money supply in the economy. It will reduce the money supply in the economy and helps to decrease the aggregate demand. So in this way we can control the problem of excess demand in the economy. And in case of deficient demand, central bank will purchase the securities, government securities more, and automatically there will be more money supply in the economy, and it helps to increase in the aggregate demand. So in this way we can correct the deflationary position in the economy. Next is increase in LRR. So we have two ratios under LRR, CRR and SLR. CRR means it is a minimum percentage of net demand and time liabilities which is kept by the commercial banks with central bank, RBI. And SLR, it is the minimum percentage of net demands and time liabilities which commercial banks are required to maintain with themselves. Now if there is excess demand in the economy, so RBI, central bank, they will increase these two ratios, CRR and SLR, which influence the money supply in the economy. So money supply will reduce in the economy, and in this way we can control the problem of excess demand. And in deficient demand, RBI will decrease these two ratios, CRR and SLR. Automatically it will help to increase aggregate demand in the economy because now commercial bank have more cash resources. Clear? So in this way we can control the problem of excess demand and deficient demand in the economy with the help of these tools, that is quantitative tools. Second instrument under monetary policy is qualitative tools. So let's see. So qualitative tools can be used to control the problem of excess demand or deficient demand in the economy. First is margin requirement. First of all, meaning margin requirement refers to the difference between market value of the security offered and the value of loan amount. Now if there is deficient demand or excess demand, we can increase or decrease margin requirement. Let's see how. In case of excess demand, central bank will increase margin requirement. So with the increase in margin requirement, the crediting power of bank will decrease, it will reduce, and it will discourage the borrowers to borrow more amount, which will reduce the money supply in the economy, and automatically it helps to control aggregate demand in the economy. But in case of deficient demand, bank will decrease the margin requirement, which increase the crediting power of the bank, and automatically it encourages the borrowers also to borrow more money because now the funds are cheaper comparatively, and it automatically increases the money supply in the economy, which helps to increase the aggregate demand in the economy. Second, change in moral suasion. So here bank will give the advice to commercial bank to discourage lending. Lending should be less. So in case of excess demand, central bank not to advise, give more credit to control the money supply in the economy so that aggregate demand can be controlled. And in deficient demand, again this can be used as a tool, like the central bank will give the advice to give more and more credit to the people. They will encourage lending so that there should be more flow in the economy and aggregate demand can be increased. Third is selective credit control. Selective credit control means when central bank gives the direction to the other bank to give or not to give credit. When central bank gives direction to the other banks regarding credits. So how we can control the credit? Central bank will introduce rationing of credit. It means they will set the limits that how much maximum credit a particular sector can take. So in order to prevent excessive flow of credit in the economy. So it helps to reduce the money supply in the economy, which will automatically help to control aggregate demand also. And in the case of deficient demand, central bank will withdraw the credit rationing. They will remove the limits now so that people can take more and more credit, and it will help to increase in the money flow in the economy, which will again helps to increase aggregate demand in the economy. So all these tools, qualitative and quantitative tools under monetary policy can be used to control the situation of excess demand or deficient demand in the economy. Thank you.